This video delves into the nature of the soul, humanity's evolving relationship with God, and the gradual development of spiritual understanding. It's suggested that humans don't need souls to experience reasoning, self-awareness, or a relationship with God, as these qualities arise from our unique physical and cognitive capacities. While souls were historically thought to facilitate divine connection, God has always interacted directly with the physical world and doesn't require an intermediary. As humanity evolved, God began revealing himself once humans developed language and abstract thought, allowing for a rudimentary concept of divinity. Early religious practices such as animism may reflect initial stages of divine communication, growing into more sophisticated spiritual understandings over time. Looking to the future, there is hope that humanity's grasp of God will continue to deepen, acknowledging that while current beliefs are limited, they serve as a foundation for greater knowledge in the next life. Humans don't need souls for spiritual qualities. Humans are spirited bodies, physical beings distinguished by complex brains that enable language, reasoning, and culture. The soul was historically used to explain these capabilities, but they can be attributed to physical brain functions. A soul isn't necessary for a relationship with God. All that's needed is for God to choose to relate to us. For eternal life, Christian tradition focuses on bodily resurrection, inspired by belief in Jesus' resurrection. The idea that a soul is needed for God to communicate with humans overlooks God's ability to engage with the entire physical world. If a soul were required to communicate with the brain, then God could just as easily interact directly with the brain. God likely engaged with early hominid species as they developed the capacity for relational awareness. For full revelation, humans needed to develop language and abstract thought to conceptualize divinity. God probably waited until humans had rudimentary ideas of divinity before attempting more direct communication. Humanity's understanding of God evolved over time, initially primitive and incomplete, yet gradually expanding. Early religions, such as animism, may reflect how God first communicated with humanity. Rather than being fully developed beliefs, these early practices could have laid the groundwork for the more sophisticated concepts of God in later religions. People often assume the earliest religious figures had a fully developed understanding of God, but this was likely not the case. The Jewish and Christian traditions represent only the later stages of a long development of the concept of God. Humanity's understanding of God might continue to progress in the future. As a Christian perspective holds, Jesus represented a perfect communication partner with God, but most humans won't achieve this level of understanding until the next life. Current knowledge of God remains limited, but is viewed as not fundamentally incorrect, only incomplete. These points summarize views on the role of the soul, the evolution of human consciousness and religious belief, and the ongoing potential for humanity's understanding of God to grow.